The circles are usually the easiest ones to graph because they only need two pieces, a center and a radius. The center, remember, is an ordered pair, so it needs to be a set of parentheses with a comma in between. And the x-coordinate is going to come from the x term. Since there's nothing associated with the x, it's just 0. And the same thing with the y. The y is going to come from the y term. Since there's nothing there, the y-coordinate is 0. That means that our center is at 0, 0. So I'll put that point there and mark it with a little c. The radius, well, that comes from the constant term that's on the other side of the equal sign. That number is r squared. So r squared is 9, which means our radius, r, is the square root of 9, which is going to be 3. So the radius is 3. That means that we just go out 1, 2, 3 units on all sides. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And we put a point there, and all of these points are points that are on our circle. So the only thing left to do is connect the dots, the nice little circle, and not exactly a perfect circle, but that's good enough for me. So let's do it a couple more times. Again, the center is the ordered pair, where the x-coordinate comes from the x term and the y-coordinate comes from the y term. Now the thing to remember here is, since this says x plus 1, the x-coordinate is -1. And since it says y plus 2, the y-coordinate is -2. So we'll find that point, -1, -2, plot it, and mark it with a little c. The radius, that comes from the constant term, so r squared is 1. Taking the square root of both sides, we see that the radius is 1. So I'm going to go 1 in all directions, up 1, to the right 1, down 1, and to the left 1. Then just connect the dots. And there's our circle. Let's do one more. X minus 2 squared plus y plus 1 squared equals 4. The center, coming from the x term and the y term, is going to have an x-coordinate at +2 and -1. The opposites of what we see in there. The radius, that'll come from the 4. R squared is 4, so r is 2. Plot the center at 2, -1. Mark it with a little c. And then go 2 units in all directions for the radius. So up 2, to the left 2, down 2, and to the right 2. Then we have our whole circle.